Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacaster. Me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, Psych Defender of the Fatherland, of Hito 1 vs 1 on Crossing in the Woods this time. In the north, it's Jimmy, fighting for King and Country, the Commonwealth. The 7th Armoured Division versus the Navigats in the south, not Nav. For some reason, man makes up north and south, but in the south, it's Zeva Elpern, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role of the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend with a double pioneer start. Slightly different than usual here. Double sections from Jimmy, and looking at doctrines, we got mobile defense, Jaeger infantry, and German infantry, double infantry Panzerfaust versus special weapons, Vanguard, and Royal artillery, triple infantry. Got to push for the west here with the section, heading straight for the fuel point enemy. Meanwhile, Zeva Elpern is taking a slightly more calm approach here as Jimmy is rushing for both fuel points. They're obviously looking to lock them down against the Germans. Since the British can lock in, and they can be a bit difficult with them early on to sort of dig them out and this is sort of commit all the resources. And I imagine that's what Jimmy's sort of banking on, that Zeva Elpern is not going to be going all in right away and can sort of get away with just stalling his opponent one way or the other. Pioneers Grenadiers moving in there. Second Grenadier squad, they're done almost for Zeva Elpern. Third section away in there for Jimmy, who's of course just digging in here and there. Zeva Elpern's going to have to somehow try and deal with this. Of course, the problem is also this, he can just, fall back from the position here towards the house if he actually gets pushed off there, further just decreasing the nuisance here for Zeva Elpern. It's one of the slightly more annoying aspects of this map. Pioneers Grenadiers moving about there. Back here, nothing further going on. Got a lot of troops lined up. We should be able to clear it out. We could just ignore it, try and bait him out. That would certainly be the smarter move. Might not be what a lot of players feel like is what they want to do, but generally just trying to bait them out from a position can usually be a better idea there. Of course, it does mean Zeva Elpern will, he's actually not falling too much far behind because, while he's holding the fuel point, he's not really holding anything compared to Zeva Elpern with a slightly more, moderate approach, of course, is doing quite well. So there you go. You can see there, Jimmy can't really just afford to let the sections think about. Sure, he's denying the fuel, but he's not doing anything with the sections. So long term, he actually has to begin moving them about there. Otherwise, again, he's just going nowhere very fast. And that's clearly what Zeva Elpern is trying to play around him. He's going for a third Grenadier squad here, by the way. No MG42s out there for Zeva as of yet. A few shots here. We got the Mercer on the move. Section moving out there. What is Zeva doing? And these pioneers moving about there. He also knows there's a section there, so he's just going to try and move everything away from the west towards these. Basically assuming, okay, my opponent's main effort is in the west, I'm just going to head eastwards instead and, try and play around that. Certainly a tricky start here for Zeva, and certainly I think in sort of opening development where a lot of players will, I think, just get annoyed, just try to, bull rush the British player off the field point. But again, Zeva here is essentially just looking to bait Jimmy and, trying to run after him, and as you can see, they just managed to bait the Mercer Panzerfaust, and I was like going to take it out. There's some really smart play there by Zeva in early game, really smart play. Pretty cheeky stuff as well. They probably should begin taking up soon. Grenadiers, Pioneers pursuing. He just needs one more Panzerfaust. He can probably take it off. He might try and shoot it down, and that can also work out. So there you go. Universe carried down. Jimmy's not really doing a lot of damage compared to. There you go. Section could also be taken out. He's a really nice play here by Zeva Elpern, just playing around Jimmy's initial fuel rush there. Basically just going, you know what, I'm not going to play at your pace. You're going to play at my pace. So, very, I would say, cool hand there by Zeva Elpern versus Jimmy. Fourth Grenadier squad on the way there. That's a pretty infantry build there. No machine gun team versus the Tommy. Sappers out there for Jimmy. Cut the fuel off again. While theoretically, again, Jimmy's got both fuel points. He's actually not getting a lot of fuel because he doesn't have the rest of the map. Well, again, that's what Zeva does. So, despite how you'd figure, look, Zeva Elpern is getting more fuel than Jimmy overall. So, that's certainly also looking strong. And then certainly also highlights a bit the flaw here of Jimmy again. What Jimmy is relying on is a player who gets impatient, just, goes, that's my fuel, damn it, and then, tries to, fight a really bad engagement. But again, this is where, the cool, calm, experienced player like Zeva Elpern just, goes around and goes, nah. So take that down for Zeva Elpern. Fast like to make a nice combi cut through a bit of news there for Jim, though of course he has take that. Might probably be playing there for the AC Mark III, as he would likely be expecting light vehicles here from Zeva Elpern. Gonna do this current points and there as well. Pioneers retreating. Seizing the eastern munitions. Section running up. Anti-tank on the way there for Jimmy. Pioneer standing about, like to make a nice company there.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And bunker up as well, getting hard to work there with those pioneers. One upgrade with a flamethrower bar. We'll see if against any grenadiers. He could go for Jaeger infantry, upgrading it with G43, so that's going to help there. Though, of course, LMG42s would also work out nicely, though obviously some of those munitions will be going for the medics first. So we'll have to see how it works out. Jimmy with special weapons here, 2-2 on the way there for Zeva Elpern and 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend, so named because at least initially recruited from the Hitlerjugend specifically, at least as much as it could. There were definitely issues around 1943-44 with actually getting enough recruits for the Waffen-SS, and particularly I think the 9th and 10th SS basically had to lower their standards as an example to actually get enough troops to form up the division. So who knows about the 12th SS as well. So far, no sign of doctrinal choices there for Zeva Elpern. I mean, they're all reasonably solid doctrines. Personally, I really like German infantry. Stormtroopers 250 half tracks, the assault and hold ability, squad leaders, fragmentation bomb, all the good stuff. But you know, the other two are also, of course, very solid in their own ways. So the mobile defense has definitely fallen off after the quiet, you know, tech up and a building for the Puma. That really sort of cooled down a lot of people's enthusiasm for it. Sandbags had attempted, but thwarted by the German army. Stout grenadiers there routing the verdammten Tommies. Back here, nothing further going on there. Back in the British base, no sign of anything really there. We got another section out here for Jimmy on top of bolted sections, so it looks like he's going to try and rely here on brute force to beat down the Han. An interesting move there by Jimmy. No sign of machine guns. I mean, Zeva does have a heavy infantry force, so machine gun was great for that. Of course, similarly, Jimmy has a heavy infantry force. You know what would work great against that? Machine guns. So I'm a bit surprised here at the utter lack of any heavy machine guns from either side. You'd sort of figured, you know, very much, you know, natural choice. You know, MG42, you're worth it. That sort of, you know, type of advertising, you know. They're ubiquitous. 2-2 being fixed up, grabbing the munitions point here. Overall, so far, Zeva Elpern, very strong map control. Again, very sort of, I would say, play with a fluid understanding of sort of how the battle flows and how not to, you know, deal in bad engagements, because that's really what I would say is crucial to the early game here versus Jimmy Prawn recently. Some strong, you know, sense he's really good at just picking the engagements that actually make sense, and that's a, by the way, really good skill to have. Really good skill to have. I mean, just knowing when to fight and when not to fight. I mean, you know, that's also usually like stuff like Rommel, you know, points out people like those, you know, again, to an extent also naturally has to, you know, deciding what engagements are good for you. I mean, if you don't gain anything from an engagement, don't fight it. So, anyways, level 2 goes for next. Panzer Grenadiers, probably not happening with 4 Grenadiers. Still no sign of doctrine. We got Telemines down there. Zeva clearly, you know, looking forward to deal with any British light vehicles. So using the eastern victory point there. 6-pounder gun shooting, trying to get that German armoured car, but not quite landing that hit. Punch up to with a section here. So far, though, I mean, Zeva's just in control of the map. He's in control of the resources. He's getting much more fuel and munitions than his opponent ever will. Still no sign of upgrades for the Grenadiers. And he's taking up here, so this is a very bold Zeva Elpern, you know, feeling the initial rush of success there, pulling further on his advantage here against Jimmy. Not a bad idea at all. We should be careful about overstaying the pack 40 there against Jimmy, since that's something for something. That's the sort of thing that can end up punishing you very quickly if you're not careful. And again, this is when MD4 Brigade, you know, just suddenly appearing on the flank with the heavy machine gun right here would, for example, you know, catch a lot of Jimmy's forces off guard and destroy them. But I mean, it's just possible, you know, that Zeva Elpern is just not a big heavy machine gun player. Some players just never quite, you know, manage to, you know, quite gel well with it. Tank Hunter section out here for Jimmy. Interesting choice here. Probably to help deal with the 2-2 and other things, but still, you don't see that a lot. Note, of course, that brings up to a lot of infantry, which of course could result in a heavy manpower bleed here, which would of course only be to the advantage of Zeva Elpern and the 12th SS. But he's out in the open. He's adding a lot of machine guns, very good, but still no sign of doctrine. Going to need to retreat soon. there you go. Another flank. He's really also good at flanking. He seems to identify that this is a bit of a blind spot in Jimmy's optics, and he keeps going to keep pressuring it, keep attacking it through there. And we could see a wipe in the section. That'd be definitely big for Zeva Elpern. Definitely a bloody loss there for Jimmy. As University and a section are lost against Zeva Elpern, who's not really lost anything in comparison. I mean, no full units. So Jimmy here is not having an easy time. Zeva Elpern is not throwing him any, soft balls here. Only hard balls made out of good German steel. More telemines here. The Zeva Elpern, of course, is very much taking the possibility of getting rushed by light vehicles seriously. Jimmy here going for grenades. Obviously, with a lot of bolt detection, grenades, are a very good fit. You can just pop up, then your opponent isn't, paying attention. Boom, you get a nice wipe. Or you're just close to a wipe, which the section can then finish it off. So we'll have to see how this works out. But so far, I mean, Jimmy's in a rough spot. He's going to really have to work hard to get out of this pit he's managed to land himself in. There we go, Mills bombs ready. Minesweeper's not being added. Obviously, I mean, there's no vehicles so far that Jimmy has to worry about hitting a mine anyways. I mean, it's likely not going to be a problem anytime soon. But even then, at the right time, that could prove to be big for Zeva Elpern. Back here, nothing further going on. There's a palm course yet to happen. Could it be that Zeva Elpern might feel just emboldened enough to go straight for the Panzer Corps, pull for Panthers? Would be both, but it could also mean that Jimmy can actually, maybe get some more time to, reorganize it, pull something off. He's going there for a second 6-pounder gun because Jimmy's aware he's not the one winning this in the terms of the armoured race, so he's bringing up more into tank guns because he's expecting to get hit with a lot of tanks, and that's really the right, thinking to make there. At least there's a tank hunter section here. We got a modified mine there, the M6, that is an anti-infantry mine essentially. Grenades over the tank hunters, they quickly retreat. Nice work there. Back here's a palm course going up, so Zeva Elpern is not trying to rush for tier 4 here. Wise decision. Some players definitely would have done that, where, if they had the docks and just try and stall for King Tiger, some might even try and stall for the Command Panzer IV. But Zeva Elpern is clearly not that type of fellow. Machine gun being added there. So Jimmy here's finally realising, he's going to need some of those machine guns to stop some of those bloody Germans. Very wise decision, I would say, by Jimmy. Very wise. But seems to have made the breakthrough in the west. Zeva Elpern's lack of machine guns is not helping him. I mean, he does have the light machine guns, but they don't obviously work like heavy ones. But he is getting the Panzer IV, the Panzerkampfwagen 4. That's going to quite some armoured force, and of course this is where the double anti-tank guns, which of course we'll note are being set up in an anti-tank front mode to quickly focus down any tank here. It's going to prove helpful there for Jimmy, meaning that Zeva Elpern is not going to be able to immediately overrun Jimmy unless he either pulls off an absolutely brilliant flank or pulls off a really well executed attack, which is going to involve smoke screens and whatnot. I mean, that's definitely possible though, but we'll have to see if Zeva Elpern is that kind of man. Because not everyone is. I mean, pulling off such a well-caught assault is definitely not something I see from every player. But I mean, Zeva Elpern's been playing ours really well there, so again displayed a cool hand and all of that, so it may just work out. Pioneers rushing ahead. Flamethrowers in hand to dealing with the section in the west. Panther moving in again. No, he's going for that deep flank he previously pulled off. Or maybe not. Nice hit there. Vic is taking a nasty hit from the Panzer IV section, also being routed. Jimmy is in a bad spot again. Very bad spot. How's going to get out of this one? I'm not entirely sure. To flanking in, Panzer moving up. There we go. Double 6-pounder guns. Shatters the 222. Obliterating in a matter of moments. Zeva Elpern goes for the mortar here. Possibly for smoking, or just for the general artillery support they provide. Either way, there's a Granatenwerfer on the way there for Zeva Elpern. The Germans did operate numerous mortars. Some were just used in the beginning of the war. They had stuff like the Nebelwerfer, which was a 10.5 centimeter mortar, sort of heavier, also used to support elements there. And you also had the 5 centimeter one, which was sort of, I think, squad level or platoon level mortar, but that one was dropped. And of course later in the war wanted to sort of capture this Russian one and basically began straight up carping, that is the 120mm mortar. That one became, you know, rather a big thing within the German army. So some fun facts there about mortars. Oh wait, Granaden there for his moving forward here for Zeva Elpern. But it is the problem to retreat, noting he is not actually upgraded enough his grenadiers, and we still aren't seeing any doctrines there from Zeva Elpern. Certainly stands out a bit. Savage ground the point here, fresh mines down, not a bad idea. Worth noting that Zeva Elpern has yet go for mines, we could see him maybe, yeah, grenade, nose bomb. Decent hit. Got the 6-pounder guns moving up. He probably hurt the sound of the Panther 4, something like that. Or maybe he set moving of circles and not correct. Oh wait, Panther 4 being pushed back by the 6-pounder guns, taking it down to less than half health. Nice work there by Jimmy, and the West Pioneers moving up. Baker's going to have to set up their deal with that. Anti-tank section rushing the fuel point there. More troops moving in there. Lack of support here for the anti-tank guns. I think is a bit risky for Jimmy in the east. And mortar getting rushed. Ooh, that'd be pretty good here for Jimmy. You can pop a grenade, clear out the mortar, but Zeva Elpern here is fast enough to get the devil out of there. Grenadiers routed, in fact, almost taken out. Good work there by Jimmy. Less outstanding there for Zeva. And one of the anti-tank guns did decrew. That's a definite loss here for Jimmy, who's got no other real source of anti-tank. And Zeva Elpern obviously does not want to use such inferior British trash. My God, you might catch syphilis or something from like that. Or bad teas. I don't think that's how bad teas work. But have you seen the British? They all have terrible teas. I mean, I can't imagine how else it works except as a disease. Well, you might have a point there, Helmut. Baker setting up there. Troops healing reinforcing. Grabbing the point here. Seizing the point there. Bit of quiet as Zeva Elpern's lining up for another attack against those Verdammt stuff, and he's finally bringing up machine guns. Only Jimmy's brought up a second machine gun, so suddenly both players are realizing, you know what, we can't only eat heavy machine guns. So that's nice to see. Got the Pioneers though. Ooh. Nice work there by Jimmy. A cool steady nerve there allowed him to get a wipe there on Zeva Elpern's Pioneers. Still no sign of tech up. It might be trying to stall for the crocodile, which is very risky. I mean, theoretically could work out, but it's not what I'd be recommending. Zeva Elpern still on a doctrine, no sign of tech, instead he's bringing up more Panzer IVs. That's definitely a nice choice. And the sort of thing that could make, you know, stalling for a crocodile, that is what Jimmy's planning at. Rather risky. It's into the Panther 4's meant to roll on before that happens. The rush is going to be in a bad spot, of course. If Zeva Elpern fails to deal with Jimmy before the arrival of the crocodile, then the Panther 4's will certainly find themselves markedly less useful. So it's a pretty high risk gamble if that is what Jimmy is playing at. Panzer on the way, troops healing reinforcing.
They're trying to take it.
Grabbing the point there, Vickers holding up. More sappers on the way there for Jimmy. For what purposes is hard to say, but there you go. Second Panzer there for Zeva Elpern. Rolling ahead with that one. Pin up machine being added, very good. Big 2 points wise, Zeva has definitely got the lead here over Jimmy. Entertaining, they're going for the Panther 4 second one on the way. In the centre, we get a point there being seized by the Vickers. In the east, we've got section moving out there, but they're halted by the MD-42, which Zeva Elpern dragged all the way. We also gone for doctrine. It is Jaeger infantry. Rather late for that one, but I guess better late than never. Ambush camouflage and his grenadiers and the machine guns. These upgraded ones could also be quite helpful there for Zeva Elpern. More Pioneers for him to replace the ones they got rather brutally cut down. And there you go, machine in the centre of the engaged by the Panther 4. No, the tanks within immediate range. So it's a bit scattered this time around. They could see the Vickers crew get exterminated here by the Panther 4, though Zeva's not going to be able to immediately grab it. And the tank grenade off, not enough to damage the engine. Naps are there, tank number 6 moving up. It's going to likely try for another anti-tank grenade. And some anti-tank rifles to the sidearm of the Panzer IV second moving up. 6 pounder guns nearby, but not quite enough. Mortar firing down in the British position. The west viewpoint is proclaimed by the German army. Jimmy needs to launch an immediate counterattack. Because even he's going for the crocodile, he decides, you know what, I got enough fuel for now. He still needs to deny Zeva Elpern more fuel. So he doesn't just, roll over them with a swarm of tanks. Because again, that's how Jimmy's going to end up losing then. Light artillery called in on the house and the machine gun within it. Tank under section called in, taking part of the damage there. Not good there for Jimmy. And for the 7th Armoured, 6 pounder guns moving up. Fight for the western viewpoint here, double checking is about. Grenadiers trying to fight, but they're clearly in a bad spot there. And oh, he was buying time there for the Panther to around 6 pounder guns to do some heavy damage there. It's going to be close, There we go, nice hit on the Panther IV. Zeva Elpern might be overextending. Yeah, he's overextending. Oh, no, he gets away. But can he get away? Because might soon risk he's going to have this path there blocked out, and he has to go through by the Jaeger infantry on the way. Yeah, he's going to lose that Panzer IV. I think he missed his opportunity. And there you go. Bit of a blow there to Zeva Elpern. A definite victory there for Jimmy, making the whole stalling for the crocodile less awful. If again, that is what he's playing at. But it very much is starting to look like it. Smoke stream down here from Zeva Elpern. Rather too late though to save his Panzer IV. But not a bad effort, I suppose.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Second Panzer IV, they're trying to take advantage of the movement of the anti-tank to strike a bit of fear and terror into the heart of Jimmy here. An aggressive and bold move here from Zeva. This guy's opponent down to less than 300 victory points. Nice work, and there you go. Pioneers caught by the victors, machine guns, section moving in, sappers, anti-tank guns, all on the move here. And another light artillery barrage here to basically punish Jimmy for fighting on this small bottleneck here, which proves is an absolutely amazing artillery target. There you go, Panther taking hits from the anti-tank guns, being routed. Grenadiers, Pioneers taking the counter stall up the British advance, but Jimmy's having none of it. Panther down to half health. Crocodile is looking ever more realistic, bit by bit. For Jimmy, we'll have to see how it ends up working out if he does go for it. As for Zeva Elpern, more tanks are a possibility. Heavy Panzer Corps an option. But at this stage, I think it's just going to have more Panzer IVs. Anti-tank going down, but could recruit easily here. The Panzer IV is moving in. And there he goes, quickly trying to destroy it. It's not fast enough. Benson's one gain, and we could see the Panzer IV going down here. Zeva Elpern might just go into overconfidence. No, he does not use the anti-tank gun to try and get a hit there. So close one there for Zeva, but he was able to salvage the Panzer IV. Push for the centre, and in the east there's still the machine gun on its own. We'll have to see how Jimmy deals with that. One is moving up. Looks like he's going to try and flank here. Continue advancing, but they're going to lead us up through Jimmy's left flank.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Caught here by the MG42. He's trying to hide behind the car, except he's hiding on the wrong side of it, get his men pinned down. What he might be able to try and do is actually sneak up for here, then take advantage of the machine gun being sighted on those, and then sort of flank it with a grenade. Oh, grenade off here on the mortar. Nice hit there. Still looking a bit rough here. We got the Jaeger infantry out for Zeva Elpern and the 12th SS. And there, go up north, looks like the machine gun flank is happening. Managed to get past the machine gun's arc of fire, and Zeva immediately retreats his machine gun to avoid an untimely loss to the British Army. Gonna be swinging about there, victory points wise, still enjoying a fat lead obviously. Jimmy is very close to that crocodile. I mean, he's got more than enough fuel for it. It's the manpound command points a bit the issue. We got artillery being called in here by Zeva Elpern. Probably around here where his largest force concentration is, where more of the important support weapons are. Losing the eastern victory point once more to the German army, to the hands, the Jerry's. Then we got 10 miles on the Elpern. In fact, we got quite a few there, and Jimmy Barlow, of course, does not have a single mine stream. I mean, he's absolutely blissfully unaware. There you go, mine goes off. Hopefully this will tell Jimmy that his opponent's been digging down telemines. if he was actually paying attention. And he should, you know, start a bit worried about bloody Delamines, otherwise he's going to regret moving out in that crocodile possibly. Right here, the bit of mistake that was Elpern gets out in front of the anti-tank guns, tries to blitz up, it could end up being not fast enough against these two anti-tank guns, and oh, lucky that was Elpern again. They push into the west as well. Here we can see that Elpern's trying to stall Jimmy's advance, but it's not working out in the end. Center collapsing as well. The east is what remains. So standing for Zeva. He is going for tier 4 now, by the way. Certainly hasn't been anything out of the support mode core otherwise for too long. Arguably, he could have taken that fast and had the hay pants got fast and been going for Panther something like that. And there we go. We got the crocodile out. And now things are going to get a bit harder here for Zeva Elpern. He's failed to deal with his opponent. He's also failed to take up to prepare for whatever's going to come, which is like a crocodile. So he's going to be in for a bit of a rougher time. I mean, the best he's got now actually is the Telemines. And it still seems like Jimmy did not notice the ground literally exploding for that mine. He just went, you know, that's French dirt, I'm sure. It's a bit explosive. It's all wine. So how will Zeva Elpern react to this? Will he just go for Stoogs now? Will he take up and go for that Panther? But he needs something to stop that crocodile besides that single pack 14 Panther for Scout, because together they're going to have an incredibly poorly going fight for them. And last next big question is going to be for Jimmy, of course. How fast will we take up, if he takes up, to bring up support for this crocodile? Still no heavy panzer got there for Zeva Elpern. Tank hunter section 05 from the Grenadiers in the west. Mort also hammering away there. 3 kills close to Veteran 2. And a rifle grenade just out to the front. Panzer 4 close to Veteran 2, seizing the point in the east. Grenadiers moving up, backed up with the Jaeger Infantry. Crocodile on the move. Burning the Jaeger Infantry. Back here healing enforcement. And nothing further happening here. There's no attack up yet. In the west we've got a British advantage with the Sabbath Station. They're going to lose in a bad spot. And we got the heavy Panther funding build here by Zeva Elpern. But again, could have had that one on much sooner. And probably Elpern now have a Panther out to help, you know, contest the crocodile. The only thing we've seen is working out here for Zeva Elpern is that Crocodile isn't used as aggressive as he could, and still no Minesweepers, so there's certainly the possibility that he gets caught up by Telemine, which of course would be pretty big here. And maybe Jimmy to an extent is worried about that, the way he's moving it about cautiously, but at the same time would still be strange because they're not bothering with Minesweepers, which just makes the entire thing seem a bit awkward. But there you go, Panther on the way there for Zeva Elpern. Panzer Kampfwagen 5. It's going to be a bit more of a challenge here for the crocodile, to put it very mildly. Sabba's laying down mines, but they're very much obstructed in their job here by the arrival of the Panther close to Veteran 2. They're going for the Grenadiers, Pioneers will move. We've got mines up here from Zeva Elpern, but Jimmy still seems a bit of a non-believer there in terms of mines. But there you go, Panther over the damaged engine. Crocodile March, I'm going to finish off. We've got the 6 pounder guns backing up. There's Jaeger Infantry moving to stop. But of course, got the Crocodile to screen the anti-tankers. He's calling artillery to try and make it harder for them to pursue. Panthers down there for Zeva Elpern. Panzer Kampfwagen 5 gefechtsbereit. Jaeger Command Squad routed here. Crocodile 3 kills so far, not a single shot of damage there from the Panther 4. Second shot Panther as well, Grenadiers being scorched, being shot at. Crocodile turns in front here towards the Panther 4. Section moving in as well. Grenadiers are taking a nasty hit, comes over up for Panther Faust. Unit wiped out, but that's the anti-tank gun. Panthers moving in here right in front of the anti-tank gun, but they're on the move, so that's lucky there for Zeva Elpern. Crocodile bounces another shot from the Panther 4. 6 pounder gun gets a nice hit. Crocodile's well on the Panther 4. And another hit, they're down to half health. More hits there though on the crocodile, also low on health.
We're losing a capture point.
And on top of all this, we got Zeva Elpern calling in a smoke screen on the machine gun and nearby support weapons. Very nice work there. Central and eastern victory points were grabbed here by Jimmy as Zeva Elpern's attention was on the west. Light machine guns being dropped en masse. In fact, he lost most of his infantry there. That is terrible for Zeva Elpern. Especially when his opponent still has plenty of infantry comparatively. On top of that, I mean, both light machine guns dropped. If Jimmy was to stop that on a second, I think Zeva Elpern could get a bit sad. Machine gun routed, still not take up there for Jimmy. Instead, we got mounted tank guns. We got another Panzer IV there for Zeva Elpern. Plus replacing infantry, we got Pioneers here with a minesweeper and double FG-42s. Ja, this is stuff. Zwei Maschinengewehre. And those Pioneers were able to lay down some serious fire. Panther IV number 2 there running to the battlefield, booming up the eastern side. Anti-tank and number who knows what they are for Jimmy. No real clarity as to what he's planning at versus his opponent. Second Panther IV moving in there, 23 kills. Yarding finally got monsters up there for Jimmy. And he goes 6-pounder gun, manages to cover the flank up, does some damage to the Panzer IV. In the west, we got the crocodile moving up there, taking advantage of the lack of the arm. We got monsters there by being spotted, though then unspotted. Gonna just almost being attacked by the crocodile. That could definitely be a bit of a nasty wipe here for Zeva. Doesn't quite get it. Crocodile moves straight into the telemine. Shit. Blowing apart the treads and taking down to half health almost. That is definitely not a good development here for Jimmy. Great for Zeva Elpern if he can actually take advantage of it, otherwise it's not going to matter much. In the east, points there being secured steadily. We got 234 to 285. Jimmy's been able to sort of cut the lead between him and Zeva neatly. I was trying to say nicely or neat. I couldn't quite decide. I guess it comes as neatly. That's terrible. It just sounds like some sort of terrible black sheep of the Neeson family. Neatly. Neeson. Anyways, troops reinforcing healing. Armor being repaired here. Panther interesting enough is not getting any machine guns, despite they actually benefiting a bunch from the Pinlight machine gun. Jamie's controlling the center and western victory point, grabbing the fuel point there. We'll have to see if he actually takes up. He's, of course, he's got the fuel, he's got the manpower, and he'll try and push for more tanks to back up his crocodile, which would definitely feel like be the wiser option. And these countries versus the sections. And there you go, cannon bomb tossed over the hedges. And there you go, Gundies aren't paying attention. Oh, almost got a wipe there, but he just managed to get away. In the center, we got the crocodile. Those Gundies running them as well. 6-pounder guns ready to back up the crocodile heavy tank. Next, we got the Panther moving up there, shooting and missing. But nonetheless, I think the deters Jimmy there from moving his infantry any further. Also got the Panzer IV moving up to back up the Panzer V. Marks being laid down here. Lots of mines. Northeast Panzer IV, they're right in the sections. Crocodile nearby. Still no further take up there for Jimmy. Back here, troops reinforcing here as well. No ambush camouflage for his infantry, except of course the Jaeger infantry or the Jaeger command squad, which just starts with it, you know, naturally. Fun fact. And this was the section, taking a few hits and retreated. Crocodile there hanging about. Still no take up from Jimmy. And there you go, Panzer pushing the west, Panther and Panzer IV. Probably a bit worried about anti-tank guns and mines here. British pushing the east to try and push towards the eastern fuel point, more important, making the victory point. Still, he's got the victory point. He got 234 versus the 248 of Zeva. Infantry routed by the infantry crocodile combo here by Jimmy. And the 7th Armoured. Panzer IV moving in, shoots and annihilates a few Tommies. And finally, 35 minutes of the game, we got Jimmy taking up the game for the company command post. He does have too many other units to actually be able to go immediately from anything, but you know, at least it sets up for some possibilities here. Crocodile veterans one advancing, Pack shoots, bounces, and misses. On the way, failed to penetrate. Another shot bounced off the Panther, second one went through. And we got to here to push back the British force concentration. That's 3 anti-tank, by the way, that seems rather excessive. Panther on the west side, Panther moving westwards as well. Anti-tank there being separated, there you go. Panther hits a mine, Panther IV hits a mine as well, but anti-tank there goes down, he can destroy it, and then another mine goes off on the Panther. Panther's almost out of tank, so kind of need to deal with it. Crocodile a bit occupied with things in the east as well. Panzer IV though went down, a bit of blow there to Zeva Elpern, just down to 2 tanks. Need to get them out of there fast before the British light them up. Machine gun taking that, Sabs doing the pack forward in the centre. Got the Jaeger command squad doing what he can. Crocodile moving in there, close to actually 2 anti-tanks moving out there. Panzer IV in a really bad spot here. Machine gun being routed, but still. Oh, smoke's been called in by the mortar to cover up against the anti-tank guns. Nice move there by Zeva Elpern. Close shave. A 2 of those being called in, though I'm not entirely sure on what. And Grenadiers wiped out. In fact, it was the Jaeger command squad that got wiped by the Crocodile. Very close to 2. Nice work there by Jimmy. Things are starting to really heat up now. Mines going off left and right. Panther on the way there for Zeva Elpern at this stage to help deal with all the support weapons. Graham Neeson fuel point here. Victory points wise. Jimmy now access the lead over Zeva and the 12th SS. That's where it was called in. More pioneers on the way there for Zeva Elpern. Dull machine gun pioneers moving ahead. Whoops. Looks like I accidentally touched the sensitivity button there on my Logitech Key 4.3 mouse. Keep doing that from time to time. Not a big deal. Those pioneers with double machine gun gain the section. Ooh, grenade off. Need to treat this pioneer zone. Grabbing the point here. Panzers in down. Repairs. You got triple pioneers out here for Zeva Elpern. Plenty of resources with Jimmy. He's choosing a specialization, and either hammer or ammo could be quite useful here. Would allow him to then go for any sort of bigger tank once he loses enough stuff to call one in anyway. So that could be an idea there for Jimmy to consider. Mines being rapidly laid down as soon as he pushes away Zeva Elpern from the west. Nice wag ethic there by Jimmy. Pack shoot and misses. Unfortunate. Healing reinforcement repairs going on there in Zeva's base. Similar going on there in Jimmy's base. Anti-tank is almost good to go. All 3 victory points under control here with Jimmy versus Zeva, who's at 224 victory points. In fact, they're rather equal there, at least for a few seconds. Countering against the section and routing them 30 kills, half 8 of actually 3. Mines off. Mines up. Points being secured here. Zeva's lining up for something. He's ultimately eastwards there. And straight to machine gun in the centre. Could smoke that one and rush it. Just bombard it. Crocodile removes still an additional armor here from Jimmy as of yet. Graphic and more fun attempt to silence the machine in there, but there you go. Section moving up. We got the Crocodile backing up. Pack forward to the true rescue, at least somewhat. Additional other support there though. Section linked to some flame for a fire. There you go. Panther going for the Crocodile. 6-pounder guns ready. 200 points left here for Zeva Elpern. Okay, reinforcements going on there for Jimmy, possibly some healing as well. And we got a crumble away for Jimmy. No comments, no Churchills, just crumbles. Lots of mines here from Jimmy, lots of mines.
capture point is being overrun.
Punch from the mine troops, obviously anticipating that. Pack 40's Panzer IV backing up. Troops are being caught, trying to secure the main road, but Zeva Elpern was already in position with his tanks. And there you go, Crocodile riding the sappers here, or pioneers. We got a Cromwell almost done there. Panzer IV going in for the Crocodile. Also worth noting, the actual Crocodile actually had a small trailer behind it with fuel for the flamethrower in it. Obviously presented a rather big target. Shots fired. Penetrating hits, and there you go. Panzer IV probably trying to take out the centre tank guns once he spotted them. And there you go, rockets flying, mines going off. Nothing critical against the anti-tank guns though, and we got the Cromwell out here for Jimmy as his Churchill's neat repairs. Panzer's coming from the centre. Being routed from the northern point, we got a bit of threat here possible towards the moat here from Jimmy's infantry. Anti-tank aircraft support also now ready here for Zeva with the Kanonenfluggen, the Stuka close air support. Section of the light is going to pop a grenade here. There we go on the mortar and likely take it out here. Panzer IV on the way that prevents him from actually stealing it, securing it. However, if you want to look at it. And we got a second Panther out here for Zeva. A second Panther on the way. Wow. That'll be interesting. But I do feel like he's rather short in infantry, whereas Jimmy is not. They could stand to maybe upgrade with some Bren guns here and there, but still he has more infantry than Zeva does. Cromwell moving up here, under fire from the Pack 40, which misses with the first shot. No tank commander being added, you definitely consider that one. Does benefit Cromwell nicely. Smoked off here from the tank to help secure the centre victory point more easily. Nice work there by Jimmy, nice work. Despite a rather rubbish opening here versus Zeva, who again just completely countered it, he does seem to be holding up better here in the later game versus his Teutonic opponent. Zeva's very close to the Panther. He's, I think, just a bit short on pop for it, or population. Yup, he needs to lose something like a single grenadier, some pioneers here or there. At which point he then have access to the Panther. But he is again just that bit short. Crocodile versus the machine gun, gonna burn it up, kill, and probably cause the Panther to arrive any moment now. There we go. Panther out. Number 2 for Zeva Elpern, putting him at a total of 2 Panthers in a 1 versus 1. Not something you see a lot of, in particular not from the Wehrmacht, but clearly Zeva Elpern believes in the power of the Panzerkampf Wagen 5. Panther dueling it out, close to Veggie 50 with the Crocodile burning away, murdering away, closing Veggie 50 going to tank support called in to try and break up Jimmy's position, maybe take out his armor and win the game. Pack shoots, will the Panther and the Panther will go for it, there you go. Mine hit with the Panther though, bit of a bad spot there. Cromwell taking a few hits there, Panther taking a lot of penetration hits, Panther also hits a mine, wow, that is some terrible luck there for him. And tank's coming for him, but there he goes, Panzer V breaks out, takes out both anti-tank guns, wow. Brutal stuff here. Cromwell escapes. The only tanks can really keep up pace is the Panzer IV, and the Cromwell can then outpace that one. Got the Crocodile covering up. They're halfway to the ace level. Panther's stuck in a bit of a mire there, but Jimmy has been routed all the way back to his base. 174 versus 204. What will Jimmy do next? Bring up more armor. Comets. Churchills. More Cromwells. Fireflies. What will Jimmy go for here? Unit wipe there with the Panzer IV, the looks of it. Nice work though with the Panzerwerfer. Nice work. Season the centre victory point, got 174 as a trumpet. And our Firefly here for Jimmy to help deal with all the German armour, in particular the Panthers. Certainly struggle a bit more with the Firefly in terms of range and penetration. Not the Firefly can really tank it out with a Panther, but obviously just keep blasting away from a safe distance. Shot fired there. 6-pounder gun hanging back. Section machine guns moving about. Ground the Panther and fixing that up. Back here, troops sitting in Forzi. And there's a lot of section there going to tank and flanks. The Panther does some heavy damage. Panther running in there, close back to 3 flanking hit from the 6-pounder gun. Zeva's in a bit of a sticky spot here. Both Panthers still with the damage. Engine, his Panther was about to go down. And there it goes, lost the Panther 4, leaving Zeva now with just the Panthers and shortage of infantry versus Jimmy. Panther of Barracks are unleashed against the machine gun, this time they're failing to make much of an impression there upon Jimmy's machine gun crew. Samples on the way there for Jimmy. 7th Panthers are pursuing repairs. Got 3 Pioneer squads to fix that, so obviously they're going to get reasonably back into the fight. Grounding points here, we got 134 versus 155. It's going to be a close one here, I think. It's going to be a close one. Crocodile on the move, closing on eventually feet. Make sure against the machine gun, blasts out half the unit and burns the machine gun there. Could take it out entirely, and that's exactly what it's going to do. Nice work there by Jimmy. Bit of a blow there to Zeva Elpern. It definitely seems to strike me more and more with the lack of infantry in the late game. He hasn't replaced his Jaeger command squad. He hasn't gone for Panzer gun. I mean, he lacks ways, I think, to just push good assaults here versus Jimmy, who has plenty of infantry in comparison. Eastern point by wide open. Jimmy kind of think could easily rush that one if he wanted to. Cromwell being fixed up. Tank command edit. Very good. Firefly not going to happen right away. Another Panther. He's going for triple Panthers. Wow. You do not see that very often, but I really feel like Zeva Elpern needs more infantry though. I mean, triple Panthers is cool, but so is having some good infantry in reasonable amount of numbers as well. He's got only 2, which is definitely like a bit below the normal minimum I recommend. Panther found there, but goes a bit short there. Got one there to tank them, so nonetheless that's good. Both down. Still not enough our way for the Firefly. 3rd Panther almost done there for Zeva Elpern. Oh, he cancels it. He cancels the 3rd Panther, instead goes for Sturmpanzer. That kind of makes sense. But he's actually even short in infantry now. That is actually a huge problem here for Zeva. He is incredibly short in infantry. The Pioneers do not really in most cases stand a chance against all of these boats at section, even the boats at sappers. So I mean, Zeva Elpern's going to need infantry. Stuff like the Jaeger command squad or the Panzers to really have a chance here against Jimmy, and Zeva does not have it. That's actually a notable deficiency in his force comes. There you go. Cromwell flanking behind through the lines, takes out the Panzerwerfer. Nice play there by Jimmy. Might lose the Cromwell. They've got a replacement Panzerwerfer on the way there for Zeva. Cromwell down and trying to locate where the Panzerwerfer could have gone down, but I guess the wreckage got wrecked. Still, Jimmy's looking pretty bold here right now against Zeva, who is struggling. Again, he is lacking anything to make me just seize those points. He's down to 100 points versus 145 of Jimmy. And he's again got 1 gun in his squad and a bunch of Pioneers. Crocodile moving ahead. They're super close to 3 pack 4. They're getting scorched back. Panthers opening up here on the Crocodile. Sturmpanzer's ready here for Zeva Elpern and the 12SS. Almost got the Crocodile here, low on health. Firefly's moving up here for him. There you go. Panther blitzing it backwards against the Crocodile. Crocodile down just as it hits the ace level. Nice work. In these tiers, Sturmpanzer moving in, they're blasting the toms apart. Firefly hit a Telemann, they're damaging his engine. 71 versus 145. The bleed continues against Zeva. 65. Firefly down. He's down to just the Pioneers and the Grenadiers, but if the units can seize the points, and if Jimmy just keeps a section each point, I mean, Zeva's going to be stuffed. Because again, the Pioneers cannot fight there. I mean, this again is where he needs more infantry, but Zeva Elpern is desperately short of it. Desperately short. Another Firefly for Jimmy here. We got 44 at the same time. The theoretically Zeva could still have won his opponent just for the sheer number of tanks. I mean, he's running straight into the base and murdering Jimmy's stuff. Panther for Barris as well. I mean, Jimmy's forces are being devastated here. We got a Jaeger command squad as well. That's going to help. Still is coming up the victory point. He's just focusing on that one. In fact, on those.
Our capture point. They're trying to take
Seeing with the damage he's taking his base, even the casualties he's suffering, he can still win this. Because Zeva's done just 26 versus the 145 of Jimmy. And even his Zeva Elpern now has a overwhelmingly large force in a lot of ways. The shortage of infantry in the force composition does mean Jimmy might actually have a chance of winning this. Lots of mines getting off on the Panther. Those mines are paying off big time as well. Smoke grenade from the command squad. Nice work there, but he can't grab the point with them though. Since Jimmy's still continuing down to 10 points. Oh no. 9 points left. He's constantly contesting. We got a grenade off against the Pioneers. Eastern point there left open. 7 points left. 7 points. Yeah, command squad pinned down. 6 points. Stopped at 6. Oh dear. Grabbing the central point there again. No infantry to defend. Armor's nowhere near to be seen because it's heavily damaged. Panther's moving up. Might be able to do it, except he can't fire. He might just be able to win this on this point here. Firefly going for the Sturm Panzer. Damn its engine. Grab the western point. Pioneers almost taken out here in the process. 6 points still left. 145. Machine gun moving up here. 143. Panther. Still no pin on machine gun fire. Firefly shoots, bounces. Panther left on niche as hell. Machine gun's going to be routed there. Probably wiped. There we go. Both machine gun crews dead. I mean, Jimmy's barely got anything left. He's down to 142. He's barely got anything left. He's just turning on for D-Life. He's calling in tank on the sections, despite their light not getting anything against Panther. But still, if he can just hold on to these 2 victory points, he can win this. 4 points left. He's grabbing the machine. He's just doing whatever he can to contest. He knows if he can't win here now, he's going to never win. 3 points left. 2 points left. He can't clear the point fast enough. Cannot clear enough. 1 point left. And that's GG, game over. Jimmy wins this by a absolutely razor-thin margin here. Very close win there for Jimmy. I mean, he was so close to losing this as ever. So I think in the end, while really having some great moves in the early game, mid-game sort of fumbled a bit about there, and struggling in the late game, due to, I would say, a slightly lopsided force composition, which did not have enough infantry to really fight for the victory points better here. I think some Pentagon addition in there could have done Zeva a lot of good. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell your friends, tell your family. Also, a big thanks to Simon's son for donating and supporting the Propagandacast, allowing me to keep doing these videos day after day. So big thanks to you. You're part of my own personal company here. Thank you all. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.